I hope you can hear me with my air conditioning, my neck fan. Texas heat is rude and disrespectful. Rude and disrespectful. Hello, and welcome to the channel. In tonight's episode, I have been in the garden. The Texas sun this year, every year, is rude and disrespectful. But this year, it has been unseasonably unkind. And I have had a shade cloth in the shed for a couple of years now. So I figured it was high time I pulled it out and actually began to use it because the weather is not getting any better. The goal is not to continue to have to replace a whole lot of plants. And because the weather is so rude and disrespectful, I've had to make a change. So let's get into it. In today's video, I've had to do a voiceover. It's been so hot that I just had to get the work done. So I'm taking down sheets that I had in a couple of areas, and I've decided to put up a shade cloth that I've actually owned for several years now. I've owned it for probably about 2 years, almost three. I bought it when I bought the shade cloth to put over the black greenhouse. I also have one in the center of this cattle panel. So what the plan is to shade the entire edges of the cattle panel so that the pots that I have on the outer portions of the cattle panel will be covered by the shade cloth. Going forward, the goal is to try to have as much as I can shaded so that the sun is not beating down on the containers. I do plan on trying to grow more and cover the soil, but in the meantime and in between time, shading is the name of the game. So that is what I'm doing in this video. I am trying my best to move the shade cloth that I had in the center to stretch it out to where it's covering the entire cattle panel. As I move the existing shade cloth to the furthest end of the cattle panel, I have bitter melon and loaf gourds growing over the top. So I will not be able to extend the shade cloth all the way to the end on this end at this time. But as soon as these plants die and I pull them down, I will pull it all the way towards the end and secure it. This shade cloth will be on this cattle panel from now moving forward. That way the pots on the outside that you see me covering up will get the necessary shade that they need in order to grow and hopefully thrive going forward. That was one of the problems that I've been having, is that my garden is exposed. I don't have any mature trees. None of the houses around me have any mature trees, and it's very hard to grow in South Texas, zone 9A, when you have temperatures of 100 degrees or they stay at high 90s and you have minimal to no rain. It's hard to keep anything alive. So this is what's necessary moving forward to make sure that my garden is thriving. If you've noticed in the back part of the garden where I have the tan shade cloth, everything back there is alive and growing well. I don't know what took me this long to say, okay, girl, put this shade cloth up, but sometimes it takes me a minute. Probably because I may be having some physical challenges and I just don't want to get up on the second shelf of my shed and then have to toss things over this cattle panel and fix it up. But today's the day. I sucked it up. I did all the things. And so now I'm putting up the other shade cloth on the cattle panel that I should have put up earlier in spring, but better late than never. If you haven't noticed, this shade cloth is extremely long. I cannot remember the dimensions, but I will put that information in the description box below to include where I got it from, just in case you and your garden are like me and mine. You don't have any existing shade to help your garden stay alive. I have one of these over the black greenhouse, and it does wonders. All the plants in the greenhouse, as long as they're being fed and watered properly, survive just fine. This is taking a bit of fussing around with because the stakes that I have in the ground, the T-post, are snagging the shade cloth. So I've got to maneuver around all the things that are grabbing a hold of the shade cloth. But it is going to get up here, and we are going to have a prosperous garden. Third time's the charm. I told you this was going to get up here. Bear with me. I am almost done with this. I am just about as tired of this as you are. I had to switch this one more time, so here we go again. You all catch that? I felt like I was stepping on something. If you ever feel like there's a heartbeat up under your feet, move your feet, move them quickly. There really is something up under the ground. I really look like I'm beating up that Malabar spinach pretty good. It's getting a beating. It's like a Timex. Takes a beating, keeps on ticking. I think I may need to go to Ollie's and buy some more clips. My clips are just all pitiful. All the little red and yellow tabs have been popping off. I have giant red mustards that are coming up in this pot right here. I just dropped seeds, and seeds dropped on their own throughout the life of the mustards that were growing in this pot, and they have come back nicely. So I need to cover those up because red mustards do not like this kind of heat. Before I cover them all the way up, I will spray them. I will not show you me spraying them, but I have some clay that my girlfriend gave me earlier in spring, and I've been spraying my plants with clay, and so far it's been doing pretty good as far as keeping some of the pest pressure down. So I'll be spraying those before I let this tarp all the way down or this shade cloth. Y'all see me throw that clip on the ground? Ooh, it's a big old spider in there. I'm sure somebody would have saw that spider, yelled and cussed and ran. No, not me. I just threw it to the ground and beat it and kept moving. Y'all catch those thumbs? I'm celebrating in my head. I'm giving it a once over because with the wind that we get, I want to make sure that my investment doesn't go flying off into someone else's yard. Before I wrap this video up, I'm going to spend the evening here with you all, collecting, harvesting, whatever you want to call it, my butterfly pea flowers. Look at how gorgeous she is. I envisioned her a year ago, and she surprises me each and every day. I cannot believe that a year ago I said to myself, I want to put her in the ground. And when I did, she exceeded my expectation. She's actually taller than I can reach, but that's okay. If I don't get a chance to reach the flowers at the very top, I'll just leave them there and I'll have more and more seeds to collect so that I can have seeds for growing this beautiful baby again in 2026. Isn't she lovely? Thank you for watching the channel this evening. I just kind of quickly went through the garden and put up the new shade cloth because, again, like I said, the weather is rude and disrespectful. So I had to do a voiceover because I was trying to hurry up and get through putting up the shade cloth. It is very hot. You knew that. You knew it was hot. And so while I did that, after I did that, I needed to harvest a little bit of the butterfly pea. And so you all saw how big and beautiful my butterfly pea plant, mosquito, my butterfly pea plant is. And I've been harvesting off of it almost every day. There have been a couple days that I haven't come out to harvest because, again, the weather has been rude and disrespectful. And I was working on a project with my neighbor who really needed some help. And I have been in her garage helping her clean that out for 2 days. For the past 2 days straight to 1 o'clock in the morning, we have been going through each and every box in her garage, and I am praying that I don't get sick because her entire garage, all walls that I could touch, the walls on both sides, wasn't able to pull anything off the back wall uh, because she has her freezer and some shelving units back there. And then there was a leak in her water filter system, so it was a huge mess. But the garage had a ton of rodent feces, and I began to smell late yesterday urine. So I am praying that I am not going to get sick from being in that garage. But she's an elderly woman and she's disabled. There was no one to help. And because I felt like it was the right thing to do, I helped for the past 2 days to 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I'm tired, I hurt, and I'm going in the house. So thank you for watching this video. Do me a favor, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, share the video, all the things, y'all. All the things. And I hope to see you either in the front garden, because I'm still working on trying to put some plants up there, one of the side flower gardens, but more than likely probably in the food forest because it is well past time for me to sow my fall seeds. But I have been so busy doing all the other things and I can't miss that opportunity. This weekend was the weekend and it passed me by. So hopefully the next video you see will be me starting some fall seeds, sowing directly. I may do some sowing of some seeds inside the greenhouse, but for the most part, it is 80, 90, 100 degrees here. In all honesty, I can sow a lot outside. I just have to cover it up. Hence why I have also put up another shade cloth because I need the food and I don't want it to die. So until next time, bye for now.